My sincere hope we never lose sight of why our fellow Arizonans bestowed on us the honor of representing them.
Continuing coverage now on Katie Hobbs' annual State of the State address as we kick off the 2024 legislative session.
The governor outlined what's to come in the new year. We have team coverage of the address tonight. Ben Brown and Rachel Louise are at the state capitol getting reaction and recapping that address.
Our political team here at ABC 15 has got you covered. Let's begin with Rachel on the key points from the State of the State.
What a year it has been.
In her second State of the State, Governor Katie Hobbs putting a heavy emphasis on something you may not expect to see much of in an election year: bipartisanship.
It is critical that all of us continue to work together.
At the same time, Hobbs not shy about criticizing a member of her own party, President Joe Biden.
That we are taking action on securing the border where the federal government has so clearly failed.
Specifically saying the Lukeville closure hurt families and businesses in Arizona.
Every Arizonan should know we are taking significant and meaningful steps to keep them safe, even when the federal government refuses to.
With Arizona staring an $850 million funding shortfall in the face between this year and next, Hobbs previewing a budget with more fiscal accountability to address policy issues. On water, Hobbs saying the state must do more to put Arizona's decades-long drought behind it, including updating groundwater management laws.
We can reject the doomsayers, but we must always have open and honest conversations about our water resources, not shy away because they can be difficult.
One of the policy issues at the front of both parties' minds today, the Empowerment Scholarship Account Program, or ESA.
In this upcoming session, we must also address the long-term health of our K-12 schools, which means we must address the lack of accountability and transparency in Arizona's ESA program.
On housing, the governor announcing the Arizona is Home Mortgage Assistance Program, which will give down payment assistance and mortgage interest rate relief to working-class families. Republicans setting the stage for Hobbs' State of the State and a new legislative session by bringing to the table an issue that clearly divided the chamber, a resolution supporting Israel. Our Ben Brown has a recap on how Republicans responded to Hobbs' State of the State. Rachel Louise, Just ABC 15, Arizona.
As Rachel mentioned, Governor Katie Hobbs stressed bipartisanship. Last year, there wasn't much of that going on. Hobbs set a record for Arizona in terms of how many times she used her veto pen. This year will bring new challenges and new opportunities for collaboration. Governor Katie Hobbs vowed to work across party lines, addressing Republican and Democratic lawmakers, but the applause was mainly one-sided. Education, water, and the budget among the top priorities, but Republicans and Democrats have different ideas for solutions.
It's not that can it be done, it does get done. Can we do it on things that Arizonans really want and that can really make big changes here in Arizona? That's what we really need to talk about.
While the governor touched on issues that both sides of the aisle underscore as priorities, it will be a question of whether Republicans and Democrats can find common ground.
And there will be things. There's always horse trading in politics. That's nothing new. And the governor's going to get some stuff she wants. We're going to get stuff we want. That's what happened in the budget last year. And I'm confident it will be like that again.
Both sides I talked to agree they can, though some were a little more skeptical.
What about your thoughts on bipartisanship? She underscored that a lot today.
I believe that when I see it. She said that last year.
The governor stressed the importance of working together as the legislature will face tough challenges this upcoming session.
We better start working. That's what they want. Let's start doing it.
Tackling a nearly $1 billion budget deficit and a shrinking water supply. Time will tell how well both sides actually work together. At the Arizona Capitol, Ben Brown, ABC 15, Arizona.